Hello, my abnormal family. It's a really snowy, cold day here in Oklahoma, and we got to get out and do some driving. We got some business to take care of today, but it's going to be worth it, so it's going to be well worth it. Also, if you would like to support Bringing Hunter Home, the descriptions in the description box you will find the links to be able to do that. Sorry, I can't think this morning. I got an encounter for you from Georgia, and let's go ahead and get into it, guys. I live in the southern portion of Georgia, in the coastal plains, and I have grown up around paranormal phenomena. I have always believed that there are things in this world, including dogmen. However, I always just assumed that it would never happen around my area. I couldn't have been more wrong. The first encounter. My older brother and I like to walk the dirt road at night, just to get scared, to feel a rush, if you want to call it that. To give you an idea of the land, we start at the end of our driveway, of which ends at a red clay dirt road. Directly across is the thick woods. If you turn right, there are a line of homes on the right side, about 300 yards from the woods on the left. If you turn left, there is a 14-foot cliff on either side of the road for about 300 yards, and another 250 yards beyond that is a bridge resting over a creek. We start our walk beginning at the end of the driveway, and we turn left and walk to the bridge, where we hang out for about 10 minutes or so. There was a lot of wildlife moving about, frogs, crickets, and the usual critters that you get around in the woods there. We then decided to walk back, however. The moment we stepped off the bridge and onto the wet clay of the dirt road, I immediately felt eyes on me. I turned to look at my brother, who was looking just as spooked as I was. We decided to keep walking. Before you reach the cliffs, there is another driveway that cuts through the back of the house. We were about 15 foot away from that drive when the feeling of being watched intensified tremendously. It was at that moment we noticed that everything had suddenly gone dead silent, as if a switch were turned off. We watched down the road and noticed two large piercing yellow eyes staring right at us. Yeah, we were frozen. My brother kept a .45 Kimber handgun when we walked. And yep, my brother did it. He fired a shot at this thing's direction, at which point the eyes floated back into the brush. Only a few seconds later, we heard a loud rustling sound. Then we saw a huge silhouette jump from one cliff to the other across the road. My brother and I were dumbfounded, as that jump is more than 35 feet across the road. We had to get out of there. We ran down the driveway and locked every window door inside of the house. The second encounter happened a year later, and I had recently gotten my license in my first truck, a 1994 Nissan pickup truck. I was driving down the road from my girlfriend's around 10:30 that night, and there was no moon in the sky. It was black as coal outside. As I traveled down the road, I noticed a large black bulk on the edge of the road. I slowed to 30 miles per hour to inspect what this thing was, or to make sure it wasn't an animal ready to jump out in front of me, and possibly move it from the road if it was debris, to prevent an accident. Once I was only about 10 feet from the thing, it suddenly turned and bolted into the woods at an ungodly speed. It couldn't even see anymore. The black fur, and I'm talking, its fur was jet black. It soaked up the headlights. I stopped the vehicle to collect myself, thinking, we don't have bears in this portion of Georgia. That can't be a bear. They don't move that fast either. This thing I'm talking was lightning fast, and it had a lot of agility. I continued my drive home in confusion. I couldn't comprehend what I had seen. After 15 minutes of driving, I nearly pushed it out of my mind when I felt the sudden feeling of being watched, just like the feeling from a year ago. I traveled 1/4 of a mile before it went from feeling watched to feeling chased. At this same moment, I felt the truck jerk as if a deer ran into the rear passenger side, only a lot harder. Following the collision of whatever was there, it was scratching, then what felt like something jumping into the bed of my truck. I was panicking. I floored it. Bad idea. Whatever it was, it let out a deep growl and began scratching and clawing at the back glass of the truck. I thought this was going to be it. I honestly thought I may possibly die at this moment. I was nearing a sharp turn. That then leaves a mile and a half to my house. I took the curve as fast as I could. When the thing jumped out, I thought it left. Just get home and get inside where you aren't alone. That's what I thought. Then I heard an ear-piercing howl to the right of the truck, and what I saw took my breath away. I was running about 45 miles per hour. Next to me was this huge dog-like thing. It was running on all fours and nearly as tall as the truck. This thing was huge. It was just crazy looking. It just kept running next to me while keeping eye contact with me with those piercing yellow eyes like burning coals. As I neared my driveway, I lost sight of the creature. My parents were outside on the porch to feed the cats and the German Shepherd. When I pulled in, I walked up to get inside and stopped by and told them, "We got to go inside," and they said, "What is wrong?" They could tell that I was afraid. It was clearly visible that something happened. I just told them that I saw a panther or something. And while we were standing there, that's when I looked at the end of the driveway, and my dad said, "What in the world followed you home?" There it was, standing at the end of the driveway, just off to the side in the brush where it wasn't real clear. It was standing on two legs, and it walked off into the brush. Later that night, I couldn't sleep, and I thought I heard something outside. I got up, looked out my window, of which is 25 foot up. In my yard, next to my truck, was the thing I saw earlier chasing me. It was sniffing the truck as if searching for me. I gasped. It then perked up its nose, rose up on two legs, and looked right at me. I could now get a better look at it. It had legs like a wolf and the body of a bodybuilder. With human-shaped hands, it was covered in thick black, and I'm talking jet black fur, with a head like a wolf and huge teeth snarling from its maw. I laid in my bed and waited for the morning to come, hoping that it did not try to come in. I was frozen to my bed and even too afraid to go tell my mom and dad. To this day, I will not go back in those woods. I think whatever it was followed me home because it remembered us shooting at it. What do you all think? I think it could have been, probably you all did shoot at it and you got its attention, but also at my granny's, before they started having any of the paranormal or cryptid things happen there, is whenever my uncle had a encounter in his car. And actually, whatever had jumped on his car, they thought either rode on the car home with them or was able to find the car because it left a bunch of fish scales on that car, which stunk really, really bad. And that night when he got home, they all had that visitor that had started that night, and then everything progressed, and then my granny's, from everything else that had happened, started from that point. So it seems that they mark our vehicles, and I'm sure that they probably mark other things to be able to find out where we do live. And I think that if you're out and something does hit your car or something, don't go directly home. Go into town, go to the car wash, wash your car really, really well, and then go a different way home. That would be my advice to you. I think that would be better than taking the same route home and not washing your vehicle. Try to get that scent off of it, and then don't take the same roads home in case it is waiting for you to hitch a ride. Because 45 miles an hour, that's moving. I hope you all enjoyed this one, guys, and smash that like button. Like I said, we're going to go take care of business today, so I would appreciate your prayers for a great outcome. We're fighting hard for Hunter, and again, if you would like to help do that, you can watch our videos. Let the videos play. We have playlists that you can allow to just play, and let the commercials play. Give us a like, comments. And for those of you that are able to, I know it's hard times right now, you can make a donation in the description to the links. I thank each and every one of you. God bless you guys. And until next time, keep your head on a swivel. And we got some great stuff coming, guys. We'll see you on the next one.